Hi, my name is Bill Rowell, founder and CEO of Utopian Global. It's my great pleasure to be here with my good friend and business colleague, Mr. Frank Owens. He's the general manager of Royal Cut diamond and gold products here in Dubai. So thank you for your time, Frank.
Thank you for passing by.
So Frank, tell us a bit about yourself, and I believe you're 2 generations in this game.
Yeah, so obviously I've been in Dubai 17 years, so this comes in the family from my dad's side, and so this actually started as a hobby in 2006, and the hobby became a business, you know. So 3 years I was actually in the hospitality business, and 3 years ago I decided this hobby is growing and it's getting into my blood, and then I decided, you know, let me open a diamond cut and polish factory, because I used to polish by other people, you know. And so when I started polishing diamonds, then I used to polish diamonds and sell polished stones. And then I saw there's a next level by making jewelry, and then we started making rings. So currently we are polishing for ourselves, make rings, and we sell in Europe. Basically most of our rings actually go to Italy, France, Spain. So this is where we are trying to sell our rings. And as well, we have a lot of clients who we polish for, and obviously they take their polished stones. We do certificates mostly with HRD, and you know, obviously they sell these stones by themselves. So we have one division that we just polish for clients, and another division where we polish for ourselves, and we either sell polished stones or we make rings and sell rings.
Okay, just backing up a little bit, you come from
South Africa.
Of minerals, gold, of course, and diamonds. And your father was heavily engaged in the diamond industry. You grew up with diamonds around you from early.
Correct.
So you have a huge understanding. And why I wanted to speak about this, Frank, is sort of explain to many of our members around the world who are involved with us, is on the supply chain. As you know, I've been to Angola, we have a company there, and you've been in Africa, you have clients all over the world actually. So where do you source your rough stones? And maybe you can tell us a little bit about rough stones.
Well, you know, so most of our rough that we do by ourselves, as you can see, most of our rough ourselves either comes from Angola or Sierra Leone or Liberia or Guinea-Conakry, you know, so that's where our work comes from. Then we actually have clients that brings from Brazil and Venezuela. But for ourselves, mostly our diamonds from Angola, because we feel Angola, their stones are very good, and especially for jewelry making. Those diamonds are perfect if you want to take it to the next level by making jewelry.
So these rough diamonds, is this the way? Is this how you, for our members, is this the way that you actually you get delivery of them in this form?
So yes. So obviously they send them. So obviously most of the rough diamonds come by either Brinks, Security or Ferrari. So they all have KPC, because they should have KPC when they travel.
Which is humanly
processed certificate.
Yes.
So obviously customs at the airport delivers the diamonds to Brinks at the DMCC, and they deliver it to us.
The DMCC meaning the Dubai Commodity Centre.
Exactly.
Okay. So when you receive a rough, I know some of your team members working with you here have been with you for many years, and some of them have 40 years of experience in this industry. So what's the first thing you look at when you're looking at a rough diamond?
Well, the first thing that we look at the shape. Once we see the shape, then obviously we know from there. Then we have more or less what shape we can polish from it. And obviously we see the clarity and the color.
Yes.
You know, so I mean, because you get from D to M, and you know, from Anthony Flawless to I1, I2. So certain diamonds, you know, especially for jewelry, we try not to go less than SI1, SI2.
Which is the clarity.
Yeah, like most people in the diamond business, they prefer VS diamonds, you know. But when you buy a parcel, you will always get SI1, SI2, I1, I2 stones. And like I always say to people, every diamond have a buyer. Doesn't matter if it's a VVS1 or it's an I1, I2. And the price difference is a big difference, but every diamond have a buyer, and there's a purpose for every diamond.
So this one here, this rough diamond here, roughly how many grams would that be? How many carats would that be, Frank?
So this one is about 3.1 carat, you know.
And it's 0.5 a gram, 0.2 a gram to a carat, correct?
5 grams to a carat.
5 grams to a carat,
5
yes,
grams to a
correct.
carat, yes.
And when you cut and polish this to get the shape and the clarity that you want, it then turns into something like you call cut and polish like this, correct?
Yeah. For example, like this one, we already did the planning. As I said, it's 3.1. We did the planning. This one will have a cushion,
Yes.
and it will come at 1.64 carat.
1.64
Cushion cut,
carat.
yes.
So, just for our members to know that when you're grading these carats, these carats of diamonds, just on the weight, you have the weight of course, and you also have the clarity. The clarity is about 10 different gradings of clarity, correct? And then of course you have the color, which is about 13 different gradings of color as well.
Yes.
So it's quite complex actually.
Yes, you know, like I said, so I mean, you know, in Dubai market now at this stage, is people prefer white diamonds. I mean, you get many fancy colors, but unfortunately Dubai fancy colors doesn't move like fancy yellow, light yellow, fancy yellow, doesn't move as fast as white diamonds, you know, like D, E, F, G, H, up from, say, from D to H. This is the market in Dubai that's fast moving items.
And the great thing that I see, I mean, I've been in Angola, I've been in Nigeria, many African countries, of course. The great thing that I see, many people have an opinion about, especially from the West, who have never visited these parts of the world, but these people are on the mines in there working hard to discover and find a nice rough diamond. I mean, this feeds their family, correct?
You know, like obviously I know where the subject go by, like blood diamond.
Yes.
You understand? So obviously, listen. On the end of the day, it's a job creating. I mean, whatever diamond they remove, that diamond feeds so many families.
Yes.
And as long, listen, like I always say, as long as the diamond arrives by our shore, our factory, with all the correct procedures, with Kimberley process certificate, all the necessary documents, buy from legit people, then you are safe. You understand? You know, but obviously there is people all over the world that does illegal mining. You understand? But it happens in South Africa, it happens in Sierra Leone, it happens in Guinea. But you know, on the end of the day, it's feeding families.
And this is exactly what I saw. I mean, we see it in the clothing industry, correct? There's no difference in that
Yes.
sense, okay? So the point I wanted to make is the supply chain, we're involved in the supply chain from the beginning, where we have people finding the rough diamonds. It gets shipped through a secure process. They arrive here at your factory here in Dubai, through your skilled labour team that you employ. They turn it into beautiful cut and polished diamonds, and then even beyond that, you turn it into jewellery, and then you sell them throughout Europe, North America,
That's correct.
etc. Frank, I really want to appreciate you taking the time to share this information with us.
Thank you so much.
And would it be okay that we can see part of your factory
Yes,
production?
please. We'll have a look at where they polish, and we'll do some videos of the rings that we have in front. Most welcome anytime.
We appreciate it. Thank you. You'd like to add? Mr. Franklen Gladiator, is that if you go back to the mine, if you go back to the rough stage, like in Angola or wherever these stones may have come from, the supply chain, as Mr. Frank said, they have a clean process. Everything has to be certified all the way through to make sure that there's a due process is as clean as possible. And this is how we achieve our margin with Cashets, is that
Try to do what